you asked that, it took me back to what Jill used to do when he did his lecture on how we got here, because this place is built on a miracle. The miracle began because they were having to get out of Canada, didn't know where they were going to go, they were losing faith. I think that's what miracles mean to me, is how do we overcome obstacles that stand in our way. They had looked at different property and they weren't sure where they were going to go, and the sweetest real estate lady, her name is Laura, and I'll just stop there, but she loves Pavilion, we love her, and she was showing them around and said, funny you want to put a rehab here, because they saw the tree and the waterfall, and that's all they needed. The lake was a cow pasture, and they saw that they saw the tree and the waterfall, and they could feel the power of this land. And she said, funny you want to put a rehab here, because the best moonshine that ever came out of North Carolina came from right here. And that is when they knew they scored, because this land once held a nightmare, and we overcome nightmares. That's the deal with our recovery. That's how we get well. And not only we overcome it, we take that nightmare and we turn it into gold, and we help other people get sober. And so they knew they were in the right place. So my bully's always talking. That's the bully, that's the scared child, the alcoholic, whatever you want to call it. But it starts with that bully first. He's the one that woke up. And when COVID came, some of the same things. You know, this is never going to work. Everything's going to fall apart. My scared child is Chicken Little. The sky is falling. The sky is falling. And I lose faith. And so what I had to look for to get my faith and be re-inspired is just remember what AA is really about and what recovery is really about. And within days of the lockdown, we have 24/7, 12-step meetings, pretty much any fellowship, with people around the world uniting and sharing experience, strength, and hope, and hearing new things I've never heard before, from accents that were incredible and amazing. And I'm still terrified. This is a scary thing. But if I lean into it, I get something amazing on the other side. Part of the best miracles for me, and it's something you get to be above and watch, is how you know that people end up in treatment at the same time together that really need to be here together. So here we are in this two-dimensional world of Zoom and all that we have to do for our recovery. And I fully have faith that you can have a four-dimensional experience while in this two-dimensional world. And what that looks like is paying attention to all those that show up who are left this cocoon within a bubble and now are back facing all the challenges you face and how fast the world moves when you get out of here, even during a pandemic. And if the common thread for many of you is our land and the power of being here in this building, hanging out in the lounges, and just that walk in that long hall. Boy, that's a long hall. But when it comes back to remembering what it feels like to wake up here at Pavilion and see the sunrise here, and to be able to go down and hear that waterfall and spend time by that tree and the deck and the labyrinth and all these amazing, inspiring places we have here, the trails, and just all the things that happen, sometimes on your own, but most of the time with others. And that's a force, that's a power you could always take with you. Because when you're in treatment in the middle and your life is a mess and you've got to go back outside and face all this, here are these people who are further down the road, some not so far down the road than others that keep coming back year after year after year. And what I really hope for everyone who comes through Pavilion, any of our programs, is that you have the right eyes when you're in a meeting. Even if it's a Zoom meeting, but you're in a meeting and you can see that one who's scared, who's hanging back, they don't know if they can do this. They distrust everything about this. And they don't want a big loudmouth person to come up and tell them what they need to do. They just need someone to tell them it's going to be okay and hang out with them and listen. We can do that. We know how. It's about looking them in the eye through this weird little thing and letting them know they're loved and letting them know they're going to be okay, and it's a safe world outside here. And we will all get to hug at some point in the future. I know that's one thing we're all missing, is that kind of physical contact, but it's really the spirit that brings us together, and that's what recovery gives us. We didn't have the spirituality before. Now we can put that to use when it's needed most. You know, just to have somebody who knows how to play and bring out your wonder child and remove all the other judgment and just have fun being yourself. That's what this is really about. You know? So for today's challenge is to experience the new miracle for this reunion. Keep your eyes open. Watch for those you need to make contact with. You might think you're out there to help them, but they're probably going to pull a number on you and help you. So be looking for that opportunity to connect.